at 4 p.m. A little earlier than usual. Everybody please join me for a pledge of allegiance this time. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Am I speaking too loud?
I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. It's a little different than usual. Okay. Whoops. See you later. Lost my connection. Oh yeah. I just got kicked out. In case anybody's looking for me. You can see me? Oh, there I am. All right. I thought I was lost there for a minute. Found myself. Now you can't hear me? How about now? Now? Okay. All right. All right. Well, let's get going. You know, hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving and a safe and happy holiday. Moving forward, citizen participation. Do we have anybody from the audience right now? Okay. Nobody at this time. We got a few minutes for our 410 Energy Committee. Do we have a couple of appointments? Do we have? Yes, I will.
What I have here is the appointment of Dave Desolitz of 55 South Street to the Conservation Commission. He was on at the last meeting and you people interviewed him, but we didn't appoint them. And the other one is Kevin Shoemaker of 36 Green Meadow Lane to the Conservation Commission with a term expiring June 30th, 2021 for both of those. And then I have for Robert Cherwinski, Pittsfield, Mass. The fire chief is normally a member of the Hazard Mitigation Committee, the Western Mass Regional Emergency Committee, the Local Emergency Planning Committee, the Hampshire Regional Emergency Planning Committee, and is the forest warden for the town of Granby. So I'd like to appoint him to those committees and as the forest warden through June 30th of 2021. In addition to being the interim fire chief and ambulance director.
All right, thank you, Chris. Is there a motion at this time for the appointments? Is there a second?
I didn't hear the motion, but I assume I know what it is, so I'll second it.
Okay. We can go over it again, Jay, if you wish.
Jennifer was on mute if she made the motion.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Nobody's perfect.
I usually am, Jay. Come on now.
I'm not.
Okay, so I'll redo my motion. I move to appoint David Desolitz and Kevin Shoemaker to the Conservation Commission and Robert Zawinski to Hazard Mitigation Committee, Granby Forest Warden, Western Mass Regional Local Emergency Committee, Local Emergency Planning, and Hampshire Regional Emergency Planning Committee, all expiring June 30th, 2021.
I'll second Jen's motion.
All right, thank you, Jay. And thank you, Jen. Is there any further discussion this time? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Appointments are all set. Thank you, folks. All right. We do have 5 minutes before our next thing. Chris, is there anything that you wanted to bring up? Or,
You want to go over the maintenance warrants?
yeah, we can do that. That'd be good. Thank you.
Okay, we have 4 warrants in front of the board tonight. The first one is warrant number 32, dated November 20th, 2020, in the amount of $159,576.07. That is a bill paying warrant. Then we have warrant number 33, dated 11/27/20, in the amount of $438,065 even. That is a payroll warrant. Then we have warrant number 34, dated 11/27/2020, in the amount of $368,366.50. And that is the maintenance warrant that goes along with the payroll warrant. And then the last one is warrant number 35, dated 12/4/2020, in the amount of $368,618.95. And that is a bill paying warrant. I will let the board know that under that warrant, those are only town bills at this point in time. Due to the school central office having been shut down, those invoices were not turned in, so they were not able to be paid. And they will not be paid until they are sent over to this office, so we can compare the invoice to the checks that are going to be actually written.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that.
Just to let you know, the only warrant I have received is warrant 21-35.
Okay, do you have any issues or concerns to the ones that Chris read off?
Oh, I have no idea what they are. Like I said, the only one I have received to review is 21-35. Let me check my junk mail to see if they went in there. No, they're not in the junk mail.
All right. Oh, I know and Jen, you all set with them? Right, because we have them here, so. I hate to postpone them because they're bills that need to be paid at this point. So, Jay, if you're okay with it, we can still bring it forward. If you wish, you could abstain from it just based on you don't have the information.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So I don't want to, because they are bills that need to be paid. So, okay. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the warrants.
I'll move to approve warrants number 32, 33, 34, and 35 for fiscal year 2021.
Okay. Is there a second?
I think you're going to have to second if I abstain.
Yeah, I will second the motion at this time. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I abstain.
All right. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it. All right, well, that brings us to the 4:10 time frame and Granby Energy Committee. Jay, will you be representing the committee?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Sir,
Basically,
you have the floor.
okay. On the reports, we combined the first 3 quarters on into the report that we gave to the select board because of COVID-19. Our last meeting was in March. And that's one reason we didn't have the vote on the, what do you call it? Catamus report for the fire department. We had, so we had the meeting, we did the report. We got a unanimous vote on yes, and then we gave you the quarterly reports, which really don't amount to much for the simple reason we didn't meet. The reports only amount to what we did before March, January through March, and then the one time to do the Catamus report. Because Chris needed that to pay it. If you got any questions on me, you can let me know, but that's really it in a nutshell. We do quarterly reports, but if you don't meet, we don't meet for the sake of meeting.
Right. If you're not meeting, then you don't have a report.
Mhm.
All right. Jen, do you have any questions regards to that?
No.
Nor do I. And again, Jay, I'd like to thank you and the Energy Committee for definitely for all the work you do in that committee because it's definitely a benefit to the town.
Okay, I'll pass the word on to him.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Town Administrator, let's see what we have for new business. We have departmental reports. I think, Jen, we're gonna maybe, I don't think, did we get the departmental reports?
I didn't.
Okay, I got them to include the fire chief's department report, which just came in a matter of minutes ago from Kathy.
All right, so why don't we postpone that to our next meeting? I know we have a special meeting. We can do it at a special meeting if we
14.
want next Monday, or we can hold it off to our regular scheduled meeting the following Monday, so which would be the 21st. So
Fine.
either or, so it gives us time to everybody review the reports.
Are we going to discuss Brown Ellison as a separate issue or just part of those reports?
No, we can discuss it now if you like, or we can wait. It's up to you. Either way.
Well, I was just wondering what was done. I saw the police report and I saw that they had closed it. I don't think the town can do any more than that. But if you wanted to, I would say we should do the department reports on the 14th if we want to get rid of all them before they build up in case the department heads need any questions answered from us.
Okay. All right, so then we'll entertain a motion to postpone accepting departmental reports until our next meeting, which is scheduled for Monday, December 14th at 5 p.m.
I'll move to postpone the departmental reports until next Monday.
And I will second Jen's motion.
All right, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jen. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay. So we'll have that on our agenda for our next meeting. Okay. Yeah, we have some liquor licenses, common vic license, entertainment license, pool table permit.
Do you want me to read them, Jen, or do you want me to give them to you to read?
So Jay, we'll talk about Brown Allison at our next meeting.
Yeah, that's fine. Are all
Okay.
three of you in the same building? Looks like
Yeah.
it. You're not wearing masks?
Well, we're all probably about almost 20 feet apart. I know my mask on, it's hard to
I don't speak. Just
explain,
like the
yeah.
governor when he's on TV, but everybody else has masks and they only take them off when they're speaking. Just
Yeah.
asking the question.
Like I said, we're at least 20 feet from each other, so it's a large room, so that's what we did. So we all have our masks, so if we need be, we can put them on. But like I said, it's difficult sometimes to understand people when they have them on, especially when you're talking into a microphone as the computer. So.
I'm waiting for Glenn to mute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, let's do common victualers first. The first we have is the Granby American Legion, DBA 266 Lounge, Inc. 2 floors, 3 rooms and cellar, 2 rooms on first floor. Also licensed picnic barbecue horseshoe area for special events located at 74 Pleasant Street, Granby, Mass. This license is granted and accepted upon the express condition that the licensee shall, in all respects, conform to all provisions of the Liquor Control Act, Chapter 138 of the General Laws as amended, and any rules or regulations made thereunder by the licensing authorities. This license expires December 31st, 2021, unless earlier suspended, canceled, or revoked. Glenn, do you want to do them in groups or individually? Okay.
And just for the record, the only license that I've received is a license renewal for a liquor license, which is, looking for the name of it, Bruce Liquor Mart on East Main Street. That's the only license I've received to review.
Right. Well, again, so we can do it this way, and Jen's reading them, and I think the licenses are self-explanatory. She's telling you who they're for and the dates that they're for. So, and Jay, you can vote how you feel. If you feel you need more information on that, and you can vote as such. Again, the liquor license and, common vic license, entertainment license, pool table permit, and the automated amusement permits. I think they're all self-explanatory for which place they're for, company they're for, as well as the time frame and dates that they're in effect.
They all for the Legion?
No, Jay.
Okay. I didn't know. I just thought they all might be for the Legion because, okay, I only have one.
Oh, no, there's a bunch of them. All right, the next common victualler is, okay, Granby American Legion, DBA 266. I just read that one. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so that's it for common vics. Nope, it's not. I missed it up. I lied. Knew I had it. The next common vic is Harry Martinez, DBA Pizza Palace, 31 West State Street, Granby, Mass. 1-story building with 2 bathrooms, main entrance in front of building, exit in rear, located at 31 West State Street. This license is granted and accepted upon the express condition that the licensee shall, in all respects, conform to all the provisions of the Liquor Control Act, Chapter 138 of the General Laws as amended, and any rules or regulations made thereunder by the licensing authorities. This license expires December 31st, 2021, unless earlier suspended, canceled, or revoked. Those are the two Vics, yep.
Is there a second to approve the two liquor license as read for Lounge 266 and Pizza Palace? Okay. I'll second Jen's motion.
I just had a problem finding the mic button.
Oh, okay. Is there any further discussion at this time in regards to those two liquor licenses? All right, not hearing any. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair. I believe there's more than just one liquor license that was supposed to be approved tonight.
We had two. We had one for Lounge 266 and the Pizza Palace.
Yes, there's four of them.
Well, four.
Yes. All these licenses were sent in the same file to everybody. So if you saw one, you've seen all of them.
Okay, let me go back. Okay, I see what Kathy did. I was looking for a separate file for each one. I see what she did. She
All right,
put
so
them
you
all
have them all
together.
today?
Yeah, she put them all together.
Okay. Thank you, Kathy.
So Jay, did you find all of them?
Yeah, I've got a whole list of them in one file. I didn't know she put them all in one file.
All right.
All right, you ready for the next ones?
Yes.
Okay. The licensing board of the town of Granby, Massachusetts hereby grants a retail packaged goods store license to expose, keep for sale, and to sell all kinds of alcoholic beverages not to be drunk on the premises. To Ian Liquors, Inc., DBA Granby Liquor Store, 60 West State Street, Granby, Mass. 01033. Building with full basement, front entrance, and side rear entrance located at 60 West State Street. This license is granted and accepted upon the express condition that the licensee shall, in all respects, conform to all the provisions of the Liquor Control Act, Chapter 138 of the General Laws, as amended, and any rules or regulations made thereunder by the licensing authorities. This license expires December 31st, 2021, unless earlier suspended, canceled, or revoked. And then we have the licensing board of the town of Granby hereby grants a retail packaged goods store license to expose, keep for sale, and to sell all kinds of alcoholic beverages not to be drunk on the premises to Brusso Liquor Mart, Inc., 367 East State Street, Granby, Mass. One-story building containing 3,110 square feet, 2 rooms located at 367 West State Street. This license is granted and accepted upon the express condition that the licensee shall, in all respects, conform to all the provisions of the Liquor Control Act, Chapter 138 of the General Laws as amended, and any rules or regulations made thereunder by the licensing authorities. This license expires December 31st, 2021, unless earlier suspended, canceled, or revoked. Those are the two.
Okay. Thank you, Jen. Is there a second to Jen's motion to approve the additional 2 liquor licenses?
I'll second Jen's motion.
Thanks, Jay. Is there any further discussion at this time? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Do you want to do the next ones individually because they are, yep, I'll do yellows. We'll do yellows together. Right, that's why I'm gonna do each one individually. I just wanted to make sure it was okay with Mr. Chair.
Absolutely, Jen. Whatever you want to do, it's fine.
Thanks. Alrighty. License number 21-01. This is to certify that licensing authorities, that 266 Lounge Inc., 74 Pleasant Street, Granby, Mass. is hereby granted an automatic amusement device license for an electronic dartboard, which are kept on the following described premises: 74 Pleasant Street, Granby, Mass. 01033. This license is granted in conformity with the provisions of Chapter 140 of the General Laws as amended by Chapter 361 of the Acts of 1949 and expires December 31st, 2021, unless sooner suspended or revoked, and there's a $20 fee.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll second Jen's motion.
All right. Any further discussion at this time? All in favor to approve the common vic license for Lounge 266? No? For the automatic amusement permit for Lounge 266. Did everybody hear me?
No.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. So all in favor to approve the automatic amusement permit for Lounge 266?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Alrighty, license number 21-02. This is to certify that 266 Lounge Inc., 74 Pleasant Street, Granby, Mass. is hereby granted an automatic amusement device license for a jukebox, which are kept on the following described premises: 74 Pleasant Street, Granby, Mass. 01033. This license is granted in conformity with the provisions of Chapter 140 of the General Laws as amended by Chapter 361 of the Acts of 1949 and expires December 31st, 2021, unless sooner suspended or revoked. And $20 fee, sorry.
So a second for Jen's motion?
Yeah, I just have to score around to find them because they're not in order. I will second Jen's motion.
Thank you, Jay. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Jay, did you say aye?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Jen, if you tell me what license you're doing and the number, I'll try and find it. Because I'm scrolling around and trying to find them while you're talking.
Okay. Jay, this is the one for the American Legion's pool table.
Okay. And you said it's a yellow copy, right?
Nope, it's a pink copy, light
Okay.
pink.
Just found it, 21-01.
Yep. You ready?
Yep.
This is to certify that the Town of Granby Board of Selectmen hereby grants a license to American Legion DBA 266 Lounge at number 74 Pleasant Street in Town of Granby to keep one pool table for public hire to be used for amusement merely and not for the purpose of gaming for money or property, in accordance with the provisions of sections 177, 178, 179, 180 of Chapter 140 of the General Laws. This is granted subject to sections 202 to 205, inclusive of Chapter 140 of General Laws, and upon such terms and conditions as adopted by the Town of Granby relating thereto, and shall continue in force until December 31st, 2021, unless sooner suspended or revoked.
I will second Jen's motion.
Thank you, Jay. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving the pool table permit for the American Legion?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Jay, this next one is also 2101, but it's an entertainment license. It's a dark pink.
For the American Legion?
Mhm.
Okay, I got it now.
For a $50 fee, this is to certify that American Legion DBA 266 Lounge, 74 Pleasant Street, Granby, Mass. 01033, is hereby granted a license for an entertainment license to provide entertainment to customers as follows. Live entertainment consisting of karaoke, DJ, or comedian, small bands, mystery dinner theater, singers and piano players to be located upstairs, no more than 96 people, and downstairs, no more than 80 people, of a 2-story building located at 74 Pleasant Street, Granby, Mass. This license is granted in conformity with the statutes and ordinances relating thereto and expires December 31st, 2021, unless sooner suspended or revoked.
I will second Jen's motion.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. All in favor to
Aye.
approve the entertainment license for the American Legion at this time?
Aye.
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 All right, 4 more. We're going to do these all as one. Number 21-01. This is to certify that 266 Lounge Inc., American Legion, 74 Pleasant Street, Granby, Mass. 01033, is hereby granted a common victualer's license in town of Granby and that place only, and expires December 31st, 2021, unless sooner suspended, revoked for violations of the laws of the Commonwealth respecting the licensing of common victualers. This license is issued in conformity with the authority granting the license authorities by General Laws, Chapter 140 and amendments thereto. $25 fee. Number 21-02 is to certify that A.N. Liquors, Inc., DBA Granby Liquor Store, 60 West State Street, Granby, Mass. 01033, is hereby granted a common victualer's license in town of Granby and that place only, and expires December 31st, 2021, unless sooner suspended or revoked for violations of the laws of the Commonwealth respecting the licensing of common victualers. This license is issued in conformity with the authority granted the licensing authorities by General Laws, Chapter 140 and amendments thereto. Number 21-03, $25 fee, is to certify that Martita's Pizza Inc., DBA Pizza Palace, 31 West 8th Street, Granby, Mass. 01033, in town of Granby, is hereby granted a common victualer's license in town of Granby and that place only, and expires December 31st, 2021, unless sooner suspended or revoked for violations of the laws of the Commonwealth respecting the licensing of common victualers. This license is issued in conformity with the authority granted the licensing authorities by General Laws, Chapter 140 and amendments thereto. And 21-04, $25 fee, is to certify that Brusso Liquor Marts, 367 East State Street, Granby, Mass. is hereby granted a common victualer's license in town of Granby and that place only, and expires December 31st, 2021, unless sooner suspended or revoked for violations of the laws of the Commonwealth respecting the licensing of common victualers. This license is issued in conformity with the authority granted the licensing authorities by General Laws, Chapter 140 and amendments thereto.
Thank you, Jen.
I
Is there a
will-
second to Jen's motion?
I will second Jen's motion.
Thank you, Jay. Is there any further discussion? Okay. All in favor of approving common vic licenses for 256 Lounge, American Legion, Granby Liquor Store, Pizza Palace, and Russo Liquor Mart?
Aye.
Aye, sorry,
Aye.
I thought I was muted.
Aye. All right. Jen, do you have anything else?
Not until we get to the water main, unless we're there.
Well, we're there unless you have anything else.
Nope.
Mr. Chair, can I say something first?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's a couple items under town administrator that I wanted to touch base on. On December 22nd, the Council on Aging was doing the Christmas meal for the elderly. If the board members are interested in coming and assisting in handing the meals out to the people. The ones for Thanksgiving went very well. from what I understand. I think they put out about 80 meals. The caterer was Something Special Catering. It was a nice turkey meal. And we had no issues regarding traffic and having the people come staggered. They came in, and there was no issue regarding traffic jam ups or anything as a result of that. So now Chloe wants to be able to do a Christmas meal on December 22nd, same way. So I don't know if any of the board members are interested in assisting her in doing those meals.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I don't see why not. My understanding is, as you mentioned, Chris, too, that the Thanksgiving meal was a huge success. Anytime we can provide our seniors with needs or meals, or I think that's great. I think Chloe did a nice job with that. I heard the food was pretty good as well. So hats off to the caterer. It was a good thing all the way around. So most definitely, December 22nd. I'll do my best try to be here. It's hard for me to get here sometimes during the day, but do my best to get here. I would suspect it's going to be another delightful day and a nice job with it as well.
Yes. The other item I have is back in November, you signed encumbrances. In going through the letter for the general fund, there was one item that I had missed to encumber. It was a $22,000 line item. Our server that hosts our email addresses here for the town has been giving us some problems. And what I was doing is going to migrate the email from a local server up to a cloud-based by using Office 365. And that project is in process right now. And I forgot to encumber the funds to pay for it. So I need to change that encumbrance letter that was signed on the 5th to read wage and salary, $823,018.53. Expense, $23,705.68. Capital, $957,994.28, for a total of $1,804,718.49.
Right. Any discussion in regards to that? Shall we make a motion on that, please?
I move to sign the encumbrance letter for a total of $1,804,718.49.
Second Jen's motion.
Thank you, Chen. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. Any further discussion at this time? Not hearing any. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I have one more item, Mr. Chair. We have been dealing with a company to try and see about doing enough air changes in all our public buildings so that we can start hopefully opening them back up to the public. A representative from the company did come through and tour all our buildings. He will be providing a proposed plan for us to be able to have proper airflow in all our buildings so that we can start to open our offices. And once I receive that report, I will be running it by the Board of Health to make sure that it meets their requirements prior to implementing whatever recommendations that they are making. Also, I don't know if Jay wants to talk, but I do know that the green community projects have been moving forward at a good pace, and I think they're almost completed. I'd rather let Jay talk about that than myself.
Okay, I can do that. The only question I have on the work that Steve from EMA is doing, that's going to be a permanent fix, right, Chris? What we do, what he comes back with, that's the plan initially, right?
The plan is to make it a permanent fix.
It's not
I
like
believe
the
that's
school
what-
making a temporary one, then coming back for a permanent one later.
If we go with the UV method of cleaning the particulates out of the air, that will have to be a definite permanent. The other option he was talking was using HEPA filters, and that could potentially, while permanent during the pandemic, could possibly be removed when the pandemic is over.
Okay, but there would, all I'm trying to say is, if the pandemic came back, we would have the appropriate equipment to put back in place without adding more cost.
That is my understanding, yes.
Yeah, and I just want to say that because the ones the school's doing, they're doing right now is only a temporary fix. They plan on coming in for more money for a permanent fix. And I think we should be looking at a permanent plan on what we're ever doing before we start doing all the temporaries, because we don't have all that much money to do both. We can, I mean, yes, I think we should do some rooms temporarily to keep the kids in school, but I don't think we should do every room temporarily and then do every room permanently, is all I'm trying to say. I don't know whether you guys agree or disagree, but I think we have to watch the money, and if we do something temporary, do only as much as minimally required and have a permanent plan in place to take over. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm going to agree with you, Jay, that we do need a permanent fix for the high school, but until we can afford a permanent fix, we're going to have to get by with the temporaries. But with the HVACs, you know, we need them for the pandemic. However, we can possibly remove them when it's over. And if this comes back, we've got them again until we get a permanent, which unfortunately I don't see coming anytime soon.
I don't either. I think we're going to have that fix in place for a couple of years, to be perfectly honest. But that's just my personal opinion, non-scientific or anything like that. But I'd
I'll
like
agree
to
with
see.
you. So at this point, let's make it as safe as we can while we can.
Yes, I think we should, but the only thing I'm looking at is the total cost of making it safe we can now. Do we have to do every single room in every single building temporarily, or can we just do whatever is necessary to get by right now until we have a permanent plan in place? That's all I'm saying. Doesn't matter what building it is.
It's my understanding if we want to reopen, we have to have these things in place.
From what I understand, you can reopen whatever you have for 5 air exchanges per hour. Doesn't mean you have to open every single room at 5 air exchanges per hour if you're not planning on using them. Particularly with a lot of.
That's a good question, Jay, to present, because if there's certain rooms that aren't being used, then I agree. Why spend the money in that room?
Because we may need that money to apply towards the permanent one.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look at, because like I said, if we're not using all those classrooms, and you know, why spend money in a classroom that's not going to be used? And we could save that money towards a permanent fix, but definitely something to discuss and look at, because it would make sense. Why outfit a room? I'm sorry, Jay, but why outfit a room that's not going to be used?
I would say the same on the town side too. I mean, I'm not picking on the school. I'm just saying if there's a room that's not going to be used, why pay to have it done temporarily if we don't have a permanent plan in place yet? Because we're going to need the money.
No, those are good points, Jay.
No, Chris, on all the stuff that you're working with the state, are they gonna, I've been reading, are they gonna have money for all these permanent fixes for these air exchanges? Are they gonna come out of the town itself? Or is that still to be determined?
Regarding the schools, that CARES Municipal Relief Fund, they said that they will pay for the HEPA filters for the school. However, they will not pay for any municipal office scrubbers or HEPA filters. And that even goes all the way up to the FEMA grant that we are currently applying for and stuff, that they will not pay for any of these type of units to clean the air in the municipal offices.
Now, for the HEPA filter for the school, will they pay for both the short-term fix and the long-term fix, or we really don't know?
Well, the CARES Municipal Relief Funds expire December 31st of 2020. I did submit for the HEPA filters that were bought for the temporary basis, and I believe they are paying for those. As for any permanent fix, I don't know if the federal government's going to be extending the date for any of these care funds, or if they're going to come out with another round of funding. That is to be determined at some point in the future.
Okay, I'm just like to conserve as much funds as we can and only put temporary fixes in where, as required, we have to do it today because of safety of people. And if we don't have people not using those rooms, there's no sense doing it, in my opinion. That's all. Okay, you want the green community updates? Okay, probably as of tomorrow, we're probably going to be finished with the new LED lights. We're still waiting for 6 switches to come in. I haven't received an email yet, but they were due in today, and I haven't heard from them, but hopefully they're going to be we'll be done with the new LED lights as of tomorrow. But I don't have a permanent status on that yet. With that being said, when I was doing it with Patrick, we did notice the old LED lights were not configured properly. For example, on the new LED lights we did, they are individually controlled, individually configured. So only the lights that is required to be used by motion come on. When we reviewed the lights, the LED lights the school had done by Guardian, the lights were grouped. So if you stepped out in the hallway, it would give you all the lights in that group, which was a lot more than needed for one person just to walk out of a room and walk down a pair of stairs. So Patrick and I started to reconfigure the lights done by Guardian because there were a lot of lights that were on unnecessarily. And they were also set on a 1-hour delay. So if anybody walked in the hallway for an hour, walked into the hallway, they'd be on for an hour. And then if somebody walked into the hallway again within that hour, the time would be reset for an hour. So essentially, on a regular day, the lights in the hallways were not going off at all. Because you can imagine during an hour, somebody's going to walk into a hallway. So we're reconfiguring them individually. Unfortunately, Patrick got sick. I don't know his status. As we all know, all those statuses are protected by HIPAA. But since I was working with Patrick, I am staying at home until I find out what the status is myself. Because I won't be going back to the school to reconfigure any of that until I'm sure that Patrick is okay and I'm okay as well. Because I don't want to give anything to anybody else. As far as the highway department goes, that was functionally done as of Friday, but it needed to have the condensation drain done today. I do not have an email stating that it was done today, but it was planned to be done today. Then that would have been done with the highway department. As far as the boiler room at the junior senior high school goes, they are planning on, all the material has been delivered, and they're planning on starting work on the boiler room controls tomorrow. The way it's going to be done, the school has a redundant heating system that's required of all schools. So you always have like too many furnaces. In their case, they have two big ones. They only need one to work at a time. Well, each furnace has its own circulating pump for the water. Currently, one of the circulating pumps is completely inop on one of the systems, and the other circulating pump on the other system is on its last leg. So we're going to start by replacing the circulating pump that is completely inoperative tomorrow. Because if that other one on its last leg was to go out, there'd be no heat in the school. And we've also found that in the school, due to a lack of maintenance in the school, all the valves for on-off don't work. So working with Energy Source, they're going to have to take a torch and basically cut them off. So they're going to put all new valves on for us. So we'd be able to shut the water on and off on either side of the pumps, which we can't do now because they are not functioning. Hopefully by the end of the week or earlier, we'll have that one system completely redone, and then we will start on the second system to ensure there is always heat in that building. Any more questions on that green community stuff? Or what we're doing on this grant? Okay, the only other things on the green community, the Energy Committee has started getting the FY21 requirements. They are changing as we were told, but they're coming in piecemeal. Instead of one application per year, there will be a fall and a spring application in the future. There is no other information than that. We don't know how much per. We don't know if you apply for one, can you apply for another? All they said there would be 2 application periods. That's all they said. The other big thing that we need to know on the new requirements, LED lights are going through limited funding. They are not going to be full in school funding, full scale LED lights like we just did on the 2nd floor of the school. If you talk to Chris, when we looked at the street lights in Granby, we didn't go through Green Community. We went through National Grid. And we changed all the street lights in Granby with National Grid, so we didn't have to use up our Green Community funds. Well, I've got some requests in, and I'm supposed to be receiving some material from National Grid on alternate methods of doing LED lights with them, so we can save the Green Community funds for the new library's HVAC. In other words, if we can finish the school off with non-Green Community funds to do LED lights on the 1st floor, and we can do the new library LED lights without using Green Community, we're probably going to recommend we do that. But I don't have any details yet. Again, these changes are coming in piecemeal, and that's all I can give them to you, is in piecemeal. That's all the Green Community information that I have as far as that goes.
All right, Jay. Well, thank you very much. Might be piecemeal, but there's definitely a lot of information there for the green community. So again, thank you for that information.
Did you two have a chance to read the email we got from Solar Block?
I got a chance to open it up. That was about it.
We are now a finalist on the Department of Energy grant to put Solar Block. I see Jennifer smiling. Do you want to inform the school, Jennifer?
I don't mind, but you worked hard for it, so if you would like that honor.
It doesn't matter. You're the liaison. And besides,
Okay.
with me being stuck in the house right now till I find out the status of Patrick, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, yeah, I will let them know tomorrow then.
Okay, you can also let them know that all the information for the Department of Energy grant will go through me. If they have any questions, please do it. Solar Block does not want to be bothered by them. Department of Energy doesn't want to be bothered by them. And we do have an outstanding other grant from the EPA, which we haven't heard on yet.
Okay.
And we could possibly combine them grants. Now, within that, Solar Block wants to put out a public statement to that effect. They would like to include Granby in their public statement because they would like to use our school, as we've been talking about for 3 years, as a prototype to set it up, to prove that it all works. I know Chris is there. I don't know what the typical protocol is on this. Do we need to make a motion in a second or anything like this to approve or going? Because I think it's a little more beyond than just the Energy Committee now.
Yeah, I would think, Jay, that's something that the school committee should discuss at one of their meetings.
Well, I didn't know if it was because the town is responsible for the buildings. I didn't know if the town was the one responsible. That's why I was gonna ask Chris on what's the best way to do it.
Well, they definitely, I mean, it is the town's building, but it also under the authority, if you will, of the school committee. So I'd like to, I think definitely have them to be part of it.
I don't care either way. I just asking which way we want to go. Because I told them I could not approve any draft statement from the town of Granby without going through the select board, is the way I put it to Solar Block. So I told them that I have no authority to approve anything. So
I think, I think it'd be a combination with Chris and the school committee. I think it can come up with a statement for the town.
okay, when I receive anything in draft, I will send it to Chris and Emery. And I will ask Kathy to send it to Jennifer so I don't violate any Massachusetts open meeting laws. So she gets it. Or do you want it at the same time too, like I did the last one?
Yeah.
I'm just
At the
asking.
same time.
Yeah, that's fine. I have no problem. So as I get it, I'll send it to Chris and Emery and I'll ask Kathy to forward it to both of you so you know what's going on at the same time.
Thank you, Jay.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Whatever works. The only other things I have is from the Economic Development Committee. We spoke at
Okay.
our last meeting about 4 West State Streets, 5-acre lot, and the Sandy Pine Park area, which is controlled by DCR. I'd like to make a motion that we give the Land Use Committee the authority to start looking at 4 West State Street. And we also give them the authority to start looking at the Sandy Pine Park area. DCR, which is Department of Conservation and Recreation, have let us know that, and DEP has let the Economic Development Committee know that area is now 100% clean and passes DEP inspection. So if the town wanted to apply for that, just like the town applied for Brown Ellison, the town could take ownership of that land. And if the town wanted to put their own solar fields out there and whatever they want to do with it to make money, again, this is coming out of Economic Development Committee. Basically, the Land Use Committee wants to take a look and see what can be done out there to make money for the town. And they're the ones that the select board has appointed to do that. So I'll make a motion that we take 4 West Street, the 5-acre parcel, which will now give us access to the 19+ acres. Make a motion that we forward that to the Land Use Committee.
I'll second Jay's motion. Is there any further discussion at this time? All in favor?
I
Aye.
could see your lips move, but you're off, Jennifer. And I also like to make a motion on the Sandy Pine area, which is owned by DCR, to have that turned over to the land use committee so they can evaluate that and see how useful that would be to the town of Granby. And all they're doing is evaluating the parcels to see if they're useful or not. There's no final decision made or anything like that. But Brian and Hochschild and Jim Tromke want to get started as soon as possible.
Okay.
Sand Plains is at the end of Green Meadow, correct?
You are correct.
Okay.
And there's a lot of acreage out there. That's where the old Westover antenna farm used to be.
Yep.
And we have the documentation now from DEP that it's all 100% clean. The federal government has cleaned it.
Good.
Okay, let me just look over my notes here. Okay, I told you about the draft that Solar Block is planning on putting out, which I have no copy of.
Okay, just gonna move forward. You have a motion on the table right now.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
that's okay. I just want to complete that. I'll
Okay.
second your motion to turn over the Sandy Pine to the Land Use Committee. So any more discussion in regards to that? All in favor? Aye.
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 As you were saying, Jay?
Yeah, I said aye.
No, I meant as you were talking about before that.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I don't have a draft from Solar Block, so I don't know if they're gonna release it, when they're gonna release it, or anything like that. But they are planning, they're planning on doing 2 buildings, part of their prototype. They're gonna do the mayor of East Hampton's building, since the main office of Solar Block is in East Hampton. They also have plants in Pittsfield and in Chicopee. But the other, for the school, they would like to use our school, the School of Windows. And Jennifer, did you get a chance to look at that 90-second clip video in the email? What'd you think of that?
There was 2 when I went to the site. I don't know which one you're talking about.
In the email, I pulled one out that it shows you how the blocks are built with the R16 insulation goes between the wall and such like that.
No, I didn't see that one. I
Okay.
actually saw one right on their site.
Okay, if
Didn't
there's
go
one,
through the email.
okay, if you go through the email, I pulled one out. I thought that would be the easier one because the other 2 are PDF files. There are a number of videos. I just picked a 90-second one out.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, I think you're going to be pretty impressed because we're going to go from the R rating of almost 0 now to R16. And they're talking anywhere from 4 to 12 rooms being done in the prototype. That has not been finalized yet. The way to work is, if you look at the south side of the building, you got 2 rooms, first and second floor. Then in the north side of the building, abutting those 2 rooms will be the other 2 rooms. That'll be 4 rooms. That's definitely in play. But the discussion the Energy Committee's had with Solar Block is if they only do those 4 rooms, then the temperature, whether it's heat or air conditioning, could be affected by the rooms on either side of them, as far as raising or lowering the temperature, because there'd be no buffer. So we made a recommendation of them, they go for 12 rooms. And the rooms of record would be in the center. That makes sense to you too? Because we all know when you put something hot against something cold, it's gonna lose so much.
Right.
You want me to explain that again, or you got it?
No, sorry, I was just mentally picturing the rooms in the school. I
That's
had to
fine.
like number them
Yeah.
out in my head.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I don't have a fire escape plan or map, you know what I'm saying? So I can tell you what room numbers or anything like that. But if we only do the 4 rooms, the 2 on the first floor and 2 on the second floor, and they'd be also 2 on the north and 2 on the south side, they don't have any insulation on either side of them. So we might not get a true reading. So we've talked to them about doing 12 rooms instead of 4. So there'd be 4 for record, but 12 rooms would be done. So it was like a sandwich, with the middle being the 4 rooms for record. And they'd be only classrooms. There wouldn't be any office space involved in the prototype. So, I guess that's it and that's for the water pipe, which Jen's gonna bring up. She already said that.
I did say that. Excuse me.
Thanks, Jay. That's really exciting. I remember when that was kind of just a thought and an idea. It's good to see it's happening. I think that's great stuff right there.
Yeah, that's been worked on since 2016, I believe.
Yeah.
But then the lights in the school were started in 2017. It took 3 years to get the lights approved for the school. So this is 4 years for this part.
Definitely a lot of time and effort goes into that without a doubt. All right. Jen, you have something? The water pipe?
I do. I reached out to Jeff Sear and finally was able to connect with him. He will be bringing to their board at tomorrow's meeting for a formal written commitment. However, he did reiterate the fact that they have always been committed to giving us the water, and he hopes that we will be continuing that soon.
Well, with that note, do you think we should draft a letter to our politicians? As we spoke before, during the holiday season and when they get through with all their COVID stuff, they're going to take a break for a while. Well, if they take too long a break for us, we're going to miss the spring of 2021 to have this installed when Mass DOT is scheduled to go out to do it. And we can't do it without the in-kind funds.
That might be something that we need to do then, because if we have any chance of getting this done.
That's the only chance. We can't do it without in-kind funds. And unless Mass DOT reinstates the in-kind funds, we don't have enough funds unless we go back to the residents and ask for like $500,000. And in these
Right.
times, I don't think that's going to be possible.
Well, I don't think it's possible, and I don't think it's fair when we had originally planned the project using in-kind anyway.
I agree with you, because how many times have we driven down the street, we've seen a town dig up the road, repair it, and then a month later, it gets dug up again and something else is done. It's just a waste of funds.
It is on all fronts, the states and the towns, but I'd prefer not to waste towns' money.
Well, the way I look at it, the town will be wasting their funds twice. Once from our own funds to do it, and the second from our state taxes we pay. So our residents will be actually paying for the work twice. That's the way I do it.
As Jen just got done saying, I think it's just gonna be a formality with South Hadley. So I think it's definitely something we should get on the move with. And maybe before our last meeting in December, maybe we can have something put together that we can review and approve and have it signed by the board and sent off to our reps for our district.
I would recommend that we get a draft done for the 14th when we do the taxes, in case it needs to be modified anyway, and then we could finalize it on the 21st.
I would agree with you on
Yeah.
that one, Jay.
That makes sense, Jay.
And just to let you know, Solar Block, Department of Energy, and all of them will be reaching out to the politicians, which will include ours as well, for the Solar Block project. So we may be able to gang up on them all at once on twice.
Yeah, and I think it wouldn't even hurt to if we're gonna, include our local reps. Maybe it's also CC the governor's office on it as well.
Oh, I agree entirely. But again, without the draft from Solar Block, I can't tell you what's being put out and who's it's going to. But as soon as we get it and it's released to the public, we could always forward it to our 2 reps and our senator, state senators and state reps, saying, see, Granby's in here, you know. And one of the biggest things that the Department of Energy says that they like the solar block idea. Approximately 80% of the schools are all hot water like ours. And solar block and the Department of Energy are already in discussion about indoor air quality and adding it to it. That's why I was concerned so much about us spending so much money on a short-term fix when we may have a long-term fix coming, which may be covered. Because they're adding CO2 and HEPA filters for the air quality of the ductless schools like our junior, senior high school. Like Chris says, they use ionizers in the newer buildings like the new library and the safety complex. But when you don't have ducts, you can't use them. So we may end up getting really good if they include the indoor air quality in those rooms as part of the prototype and testing as well.
All right, sounds good. Good stuff, good stuff. All
Okay,
right.
so who has the action to draft up this thing to the our politicians? Chris, one of us, what, for the 14th? I can't hear you, mute Glenn.
Sorry, I think we can have Chris draft that up for us.
Okay, so have it ready for the 14th
Yeah, we
For
can
the
have,
what? for the water pipeline.
yeah, as you said, we can, and that'll give us a chance to review it and make any changes if need be, and then we'll finalize paper for the following meeting on the 21st.
Right,
We'll get
I
it
mean,
before the Christmas time or something. It'd be great.
yeah, because with the Granby residents voting for it twice on a 2/3 majority, and then all the businesses signing up for it already and putting their money down. I mean, it's definite they want it.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you wouldn't get
without a doubt.
2/3 vote pass and wouldn't get the commitment from the people.
Yep.
And
Right
just to
now, we
let you
just
know,
have to make it reality.
yes, because what's going to happen, I won't be around, but you guys will be. For the Five Corners section, after the first part is done, if you put in for a Max Works grant and start it now, you might get that thing completely funded so that residents don't have to pay anything.
I'm also wondering if the state's gonna, the Mass DOT is gonna push that off just due to, recent, state funding and stuff like that with COVID and all that stuff. So that'd be interesting as well.
As far as I'm concerned, if they push it off, it's better for us, gives us more time to get the ducks in a row.
I would agree.
But again, we can't plan on it. We only can plan today what's in writing today.
Absolutely. And I think that's why we need to move forward quickly. And as the board said, let's start getting things together.
Yeah.
As if, it's next year is the date. So let's be ready. Let's be prepared.
And the Granby Five Corners works will be a lot easier for who's doing it because they can use the templates that we used on the first segment.
Right.
And I would say stay with the same engineering firms for the town on the Five Corners because Mass DOT is using the same engineering firm as they're using Five Corners and the first segment as well.
Makes sense.
Anything else for me, or I've spoken too much?
Well, you spoke a lot, but you brought up a lot of good information, Jay.
Yes. But again, with these indoor air quality things, I'm going to push Solar Block hard if I can get a commitment out of them what they're going to do with that. So hopefully we could get that included with it.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Jen, anything else?
Nope,
No?
I was good with the water project.
All right. Chris,
Okay.
anything? All right, Kathy, anything? Jay, anything else?
No, just that Jen, you're gonna let Emery know, and then he gets any questions, he can forward them to myself and the Energy Committee. We are having an Energy Committee meeting at 2 o'clock on the 17th of December for more specific discussion, if anybody really wants to know.
Okay, I will let Emery know that as well.
Okay,
Thank you.
welcome.
All right, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, folks, have a good night, and just a reminder that we will be having a meeting next Monday. It's an off week for us, but there will be a meeting December 14th at 5 p.m. All right,
And
have a
just
good night. Stay
one
safe.
quick thing before you get, next Economic Development Committee meeting is 22 December, because we have to finish that grant for the, was it multi-zone or multi-use? Remember that one that we got? It's got to be done by 31 December that
Okay,
we put in for. So if we could have the land use stuff to the Economic Development Committee by 22 December, that would be greatly appreciated because that's our next meeting.
all right. All right, sounds good.
Okay.
Have a good night, folks. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
This conference